Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy hump day and hope you're having a great midweek. So did you guys buy the dip on Cointelegraph.com here? They are discussing how Bitcoin price has rebounded strongly with perhaps $11,000 now in sight, that we're back up over 10K. Never financial advice, but we did recommend that, hey, maybe that 9,800 zone would be a good place to buy the dip if you hadn't already taken advantage. And look what happened. We've bounced right back. Ethereum has also bounced back and increased 100% in price over the last 50 days. We'll be discussing a little bit of that. We'll be discussing Bitcoin mining here on AlJazeera.com. CryptoBoss sees Bitcoin mining shift from China to America. CryptoPotato.com. 100,000 validators flock to stress test Lighthouse Ethereum 2.0 Testnet. We're talking Litecoin, which is collaborating with Cred. And then we have a couple of quick updates from Alexander Dreyfus, of course, who heads up CHZ Chiliz. All that and more. Let's first take a look at the markets on CoinMarketCap.com. We are at $300 billion total market cap, 300.8 in fact, and everything right now in the green. Things are soaring. Bitcoin up 5.0%, Ethereum up 14.14% at $254 right now. Other projects up very handsomely as well. Tezos up 24%, Cardano up 11%. You guys can scroll through it. You can see for yourselves, but things are great. Bitcoin at the time of this recording, $10,318 with a dominance that continues to fall. But I mean, relatively speaking, the altcoins are soaking up more and more money. That doesn't mean Bitcoin is not performing well. The two of those can exist simultaneously. However, the dominance, as you can see, is lower than we're used to seeing, 62.5%. Did any of you out there buy the dip at the $9,800 range approximately? Because now we've basically seen support in that range and we're moving on full steam ahead beyond 10,000. Again, we broke $10,000, that resistance barrier, quite easily. And it looks like perhaps $11,000 is in sight sooner than we would have expected. This is just basically an analysis article if you'd like to take a look at the charts and a little bit of analysis. Of course, we'll link to this in the description below. The crux of it is that $9,800 served as support. $10,000 was not the resistance we expected. And in fact, the next zone of resistance will likely be $11,000. Who's to say when we'll get there? I don't want to jinx anything, but certainly the momentum seems to be on our side and we're moving along very nicely. Here on finance.yahoo.com, Bitcoin's mining difficulty stagnates as coronavirus outbreak delays new equipment. It should come as no surprise that mining and other aspects of daily life are impacted in China due to the coronavirus. Here, the slowdown in the growth of so-called mining difficulty signals that miners have had to pause upgrading equipment after the epidemic prompted Chinese authorities to impose a quarantine in cities like Wuhan, and major mining equipment makers delayed production and shipments. Mining difficulty, which gauges the effort required to solve math problems in order to win newly created Bitcoin, adjusted on February 11th to a level of 0.52% higher than 14 days earlier, data shows. That is a significant drop from the growth rates of 4.67% and 7.08%, which were recorded on the 28th and the 14th of January, respectively. I see it as no surprise that the coronavirus is having an impact on things, on day-to-day business, and that certainly isn't the worst consequence that we've seen in the examples of real-world shutdown of businesses and services and whatnot. But here on AlJazeera.com, Grayscale says that there's a real growing effort underway to move activity away from China, mining activity that is, which of course is a sector that is dominated by Chinese activity and companies and efforts. Barry Silbert is the founder of New York-based Grayscale Investments, and he said the following in an online presentation to investors, quote, "What I have seen recently, probably over the past 3 to 6 months, is a real growing shift towards attempts to move a lot of the activity, mining activity, outside of China into specifically the United States and Canada." But Silbert did not specify why the shift was happening. Miners in China right now currently control 2/3 or approximately 66% of the power of all computers around the world that are hooked up to the Bitcoin networks, according to a report by digital asset manager CoinShares. Think about that. 2/3 of all the mining is controlled in one form or another by a Chinese entity. Chinese firms such as Bitmain have become among the world's biggest miners and manufacturers of Bitcoin mining hardware. Another maker, Canaan, launched an initial public offering in November of 2019. Grayscale is significant because they oversee about $3.1 billion worth of cryptocurrencies, and they've been striving to attract larger investors to digital coins. I wouldn't be opposed to a migration of mining power from China into the the Western Hemisphere, Canada, and the US. That would be great, but I'd like some more substantiation behind Barry Silbert's opinion here. He seems to be kind of just throwing it out there into the ether without really backing it up in any kind of fundamental way. I'm not saying he's wrong, but we're going to have some more elaboration on that. I'm not sure why he is of that opinion. Certainly there are places, I'm speaking to you guys from Quebec, from Canada, but from the province of Quebec, where there are a lot of deals on cheap electricity. You can get away with some pretty hot deals on the juice that's powering, whether it's your mining rigs or anything else for that matter. So you do see people setting up shop here for that reason. Same goes for Iceland. But what about the United States specifically is attracting these miners? I'm not sure. I wish Barry Silbert would have elaborated. Leave us with your thoughts and hypotheses, perhaps, in the comments below. Here we have now some Ethereum updates on CryptoPotato.com. 100,000 validators flock to stress test Lighthouse Ethereum 2.0 Testnet. Sigma Prime's Lighthouse project just unveiled an Ethereum 2.0 testnet in hopes it will be capable of handling 100K validators. Sigma Prime is ready to test the Ethereum 2.0 client before it goes public, and Paul Honor, a lead developer for Lighthouse, posted a video unveiling the ETH 2.0 testnet on Twitter this week. In a reply thread on the original video, Honor says the testnet will be playing with 3.2 million, quote, pretend Ethereum, or just a little under $800 million worth of simulated Ether. Simulated. It is one more step forward for Ethereum 2.0, which represents a complete overhaul of the planet's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, and one that continues to grow disproportionately compared to its competition. Again, my contention, my theory, my argument is that this is all because of the recent influx of attention that is going into the DeFi space, decentralized finance, in which many view Ethereum to be the undisputed leader. There is a long road ahead for the complex and carefully choreographed transition to 2.0. Lighthouse is one client program for implementing the Ethereum 2.0 specification. It is written in Rust, a programming language and syntactical cousin of C++, with an emphasis on computer memory safety and concurrency. You guys can read about the implications on sharding to scale Ethereum 2.0 and what's going to happen to Ethereum 1.0 once all the dust settles. But overall, it seems like progress is being made. We're moving ahead. Litecoin is also up over 6% on the day, and of course a rising tide lifts all ships, but some of those gains are likely due to the fact that Litecoin is now collaborating with Cred. Article here by David. The Litecoin Foundation has announced Cred as one of its partners. Cred will now offer financial services to LTC holders. If you haven't heard about Cred, it's a leading crypto-supportive borrowing and lending platform, and they revealed the news via their official blog. Cred was established by ex-PayPal monetary technology veterans and is based in the San Francisco Bay Area. Their goal is to fully harness the strength and power of blockchain in a bid to enable benefits from top monetary services. There are some pretty solid benefits and upsides to discuss with regards to this relationship. So the Litecoin Foundation revealed that they entered into this strategic partnership with Cred to offer interests on LTC held as collateral, and with this move, Cred clients get the chance to freeze up their holdings with Cred. Furthermore, Uphold users who hold LTC get the chance to receive an interest of about 8% on the token, with the interest paid every 3 months. Additionally, this collaboration paves the way for holders of LTC to lend their virtual coins at eye-catching interest rates. Alan Austin is a director at the Litecoin Foundation. He had the following to say, quote, being capable of earning interest at eye-catching rates via Cred's platform strengthens the use cases of Litecoin. And Cred's CEO and co-founder Dan Shett also revealed that his company remains more than delighted to collaborate with the Litecoin Foundation. He mentioned that it's exciting for Cred to support thousands and possibly millions of Litecoin wallet holders. Finally, for today, we have a couple of quick updates courtesy of Alexander Dreyfus, the founder and CEO of Chiliz CHZ. He said the following on the 12th of February today: as more people and industry stakeholders will discover CHZ or Z in the next few days and weeks, it's time for a recap thread. What is Chiliz? Well, we are a 2 years old Malta-based blockchain venture that has raised $60+ million in early 2018 with investors like Binance. What we do is very simple. And the thread continues with replies that Alex posted to himself here. We are tokenizing some of the biggest sports teams in the world, like Juventus, PSG, Athletic, West Ham, Independiente, OG Esports on our Chiliz Proof of Authority chain. And you guys can go down the list and check out all the other information about what CHZ is, what they're all about. I'll say it again, a rising tide lifts all ships, but Chiliz doing pretty well, up 14% in these last 24 hours, now valued at over 1 penny. And finally, by Alexander Dreyfus here on Twitter, should we do an announcement of our next announcement, CHZ? I'll play along. Why not? Yes, do an announcement of your next announcement. We expect good things from Chiliz in the future, so stay tuned. We'll give you all the updates as they come in. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, we are giving away another Crypto Tag Zeus starter kit this Saturday. To be eligible for that prize, you got to make sure you're subscribed to Altcoin Buzz on YouTube. You got to like our videos and you got to comment on our videos. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this hump day, but have a great one, everybody. And as always, we hope to see you again soon in our next piece. Take care.